Hello world, my name is Amy Everly, also known as the Shallow Zen Master. Now, I haven't done a YouTube video in a really long time. I've sort of been waiting for the right opportunity to really talk about something that I feel is going to provoke some serious thinking. And for today, I wanted to chat to you guys a little bit about education and our educational systems. Now, I've been feeling for a very long time that the word education, when it comes to schooling, is very remiss. I feel like the right word would be not educational institutions, but indoctrination institutions. Because you see, when you look around you, you see a lot of people who have turned into what I call wage slaves. Now, a wage slave is somebody who does the following. They wake up every morning and they put on clothes that they don't own because they bought those clothes on credit. But they put on those clothes because their schooling and their reality and their system told them that they need to wear those clothes to fit in and be accepted. Then what they do is they get into a car that they don't own and they sit in traffic for 1.5 hours to go to a job that they don't really like, but they stay in that job because that job helps them pay for the clothes that they don't own and for the car that they don't own. And then at the end of that day, they get back into their car and they drive back to a house that they don't own, that they have to keep paying for day in and day out until the day they die. Sometimes that person dies and leaves the debt of that house to their children. So the cycle of life continues. Now, a lot of you feel like if you don't follow that system, that you will end up being in some rock bottom situation in life. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to follow that system. It's not right to live the same year over and over and over again and call that a life. So getting back to education, why I call education systems indoctrination institutions is because education works like this. It celebrates only one type of intelligence. Now, there are many, many, many different types of intelligences on planet Earth. As human beings, as extraordinary, multidimensional, infinite sentient beings, are inherently made up of different types of talents and skills, but education only nurtures one such skill. So let me explain. When you're 7 years old or 6 years old and go to the first grade, the education system has a way of ironing out the obeyers from the dissenters. So when you're a little kid, you're taught to be quiet, follow the rules, not ask any questions, color inside the lines, memorize the facts, and vomit them back onto a piece of paper. That's during test time or exam time. And what happens is the kids that exhibit creativity, the kids that exhibit free thinking, the kids that ask the questions, one of two things happen. They're either put in the naughty class or sent to detention, or the parents are called in, and then the parents are told that their kids are problem children. In America, they've got a new term for it. It's called authority disobedience disorder. It's an actual term that the psychiatric community of the United States of America have now coined for young children who can't follow the rules. Now what happens is that the parents are then told to put their children onto drugs, which is molecularly the same as cocaine or crystal meth, drugs called Adderall or Ritalin, and this dumbs and numbs down the children so that they follow the rules. But this system continues and continues and continues for the 10 or 13 years or whatever it is that a child remains in school. And usually by the time that the children reach the age of, 16, 17, the system has weeded out the true intellectuals from the dissenters. And by the time you get to 18, the system knows which kids are going to be sent to business school or law school or accounting school or actuarial science school, because those are the children that exhibit one type of intelligence. As previously mentioned, those are the children who can obey the rules, color in the lines, obey the system, and they get regurgitated out into society as very beautifully molded little slaves. Now, I'm not saying that if you were one of those types of children and you've become an amazing lawyer or accountant that you're a slave. I'm not saying that. I'm not criticizing you. In fact, well done. You're excelling in the system. But what I'm saying is that there's a sadness that I can attribute to these children that aren't those types of good little slaves, those children that do think creatively and independently and question everything. So very often those are the ones that drop out, become the drug addicts, explore their minds and their consciousness through other mediums of escape. And our society doesn't embrace them or nurture them. Our society puts them into